The need for diaspora voting, clearly, for a lot of quarters is long overdue. But let's talk about the unbundling of INEC and what impact do you think that is going to make in Nigeria's elections? Or how we elect a leader. Before the break, my colleague was talking about a suggestion I raised on the show here. Maybe we've gotten to the point where we begin to say, okay, delegate your person to as INEC chairman, and then everybody now votes based on maybe the person's portfolio or profile. So, what do you think they are looking at in the name of unbundling INEC and the impact that would have in our elections?
No, I don't think that the way INEC is even structured currently does not allow it to function efficiently. I think that the problem we're having so far is the fact that we don't yet have people who are nationalistic in thought, people who consider the country as more important than anybody else or any personal interest. Even if you unbundle INEC and say, okay, maybe they have some form of independence, INEC has independence right now, just not to the level that some people think it deserves to have. What have we done with the way they are structured right now? So, just like I was saying before we took the break, even if you change the methods through which the INEC chairman emerges and then how INEC functions, if there is no change of mindset on how people who come into leadership perceive their duty in their service to country, you are going to still continue to have the same problems. So it won't make any impact. What we all need a new orientation, a new mindset to appreciate the fact that this thing is beyond me. It's beyond the next person.
All right, let's go back to unbundling INEC. Let's throw an idea around. So there are 36 states plus the FCT. It's also, I'm taking this from the calls for independent states in terms of revenue generation and manage your oil, we'll manage our cocoa and all of those conversations. But let's bring it in terms of electing who becomes Nigeria's president. Even the idea of unbundling INEC means, okay, there is no central INEC. Every state determine who becomes your INEC chairperson, and then determine your presidential election. Votes will go normally and all of that. There is a board, maybe the Ministry of Finance, to do distribution of funds to each of these states, where there is limit to the control that anybody will have when it comes, because it's the results you bring from the state that now determines maybe what the will be now collated generally to amount to who wins. Now, do you think in the idea of unbundling, having some form of independence, like you do your thing, the law, National Assembly makes a law, this is what it, do you think, because over the years, because I'm looking at Professor Mahmoud right now, don't even think what is different.
You see, you're not getting this thing.
Okay, help me get it.
You're not getting it, because it is not for lack of independence that we are where we are now.
Yeah, but what about, I'm talking about control, where the people have direct control beyond...
No, there is nothing like direct control, because you see, even when you throw something out there and say this thing, it is the masses who will determine it, there are people who still control political power, who hold a few amongst the masses strong, and then through those proxies hold the rest of the people to ransom. Do you understand?
I do, but here is the picture.
They subdue the masses.
Now, yeah, this is standard. This is where you're describing is where we are right now. But let's throw up with a situation where you're Amos Atindiga, you're from Benue State. You have your state, you have your local government, and then Benue people nominate you as one of the persons to represent INEC for your community, your local government, another local government, and then the people, not politicians now, will now have to vote as per after presenting the pedigree of the individuals, yourself and maybe other people, agree that this is a person that would take the lead in terms of our elections? Let's go back to the Orthodox times.
It seems you still haven't understood how Nigeria functions.
Okay. We're looking for solution.
The person who will be nominated from your state to represent you at INEC, there are people who are going to select the person. Take it just like this, a situation like how ministers are selected from 36 states of the Federation, including the FCT.
No, but now the president no longer have the power to do that. It is left for the people.
You don't understand. The president still has the power to do it. Except that the document.
What I'm projecting, I'm not talking about what is in the
you are talking about policy. You are talking about a policy where it is now probably established as an act of the National Assembly, as a law, that this is how the INEC chairman should emerge.
Yeah,
candidates from different
INEC,
candidates from different states, and then one is picked as the INEC chairman, national chairman, right?
Yeah.
But then
who
INEC
conduct all the elections with his team.
Good.
And then collected nationally.
I understand what you are saying. On paper, that's what it is going to be. Just like federal character is being respected currently in our political life, but then you will find that in your state, for instance, if you're from Abia State, your governor, your governor is a member of the Labour Party. Definitely, your governor is not going to produce whoever emerges as minister from your state. Why? Because the politicians who are members of the ruling party will control that slot. The same thing will play out when you supposedly unbundle INEC and say this is how it should function. The person, whoever emerges from your state, will still be determined by the people who control the ruling power.
So what's our way out?
So our way out, just like I've been singing it here from time immemorial, we need a mind shift. We need a new orientation. We need people who are more national in their thoughts. People who believe in the country enough to want to make this country work.